The following is a Bowden Production.
And in world news, TJ Hodder of The Hodder Show with a triumphant comeback.
I say this one time, let's do it. Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years, rocking my peers, putting suckers in fear, making the tears rain down like a monsoon. Listen to the bass go boom, explosion, overpowering over the competition. I'm towering, wrecking shop when I drop these lyrics that'll make you call the cops. Don't you dare stare, you better move. Don't ever compare me to the rest that are all getting sliced and diced. Competition's paying the price. I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you out. I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you out. I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you out. I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you out. I don't want to do this anymore. It's been so freaking long. 35 days. 840 hours, 3,024,000 seconds. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. I'm so happy to be back. Okay, get a hold of yourself, TJ. We got shit to do. We're back. We're rolling. Wait, we're rolling? Oh shit. What is up, everybody? We are rolling out here today on episode 223 of The Hodder Show, the return edition. Do not call it a comeback, or I'll be really upset because this ain't no comeback, son. Well, I mean, I guess technically, if you want to get technical, it is a comeback because I have been away for the longest time in the history of The Hodder Show. So very long. And I missed you guys so much. Oh my God, you have no idea. I have not recorded audio in over a month. As of the day I am recording this, it has literally been 35 days, 840 hours, 3,024,000 seconds since I have recorded any audio, which is ridiculous. That's a long period of time. And again, guys, I can't stress how much I missed you. I hope everyone is doing absolutely fantastic. Thank you so very much for tuning in and clicking that play button on this return edition of The Hodder Show. For today, gonna be a quick one. I am recording unconventionally and I'm uploading unconventionally and all of this because my studio is not quite 100% up and running. Everything is set up, but well, as many of you know, if you listen to my previous episode, the state of the podcast address, I moved, which is why I took the last month off from podcasting. And man, it went great. Everything is going fantastic. I'm very happy with where I'm at. We're all very happy. So thank you to those who have kind of been checking in, saying, how's it going? Where the hell is the podcast? We will be back to our our regularly scheduled programming next week. I assure you, we will be back to form next week. I have a kick-ass episode in the vault for you guys that I can't wait to do, but I currently don't have any internet at my apartment yet. Kind of shit the bed on getting it set up before we moved in, and we were like, it's not a big deal. It won't take them that long to come set it up. Oh, on the contrary, my friends. So I am getting the internet set up this Saturday, so I will be recording this weekend, and I will be uploading everything regularly next week. However, I wanted to get something out this week because I didn't want it to be any longer. It's been a month. That was way too long for me not to release content, so I wanted to get something out for you guys this week. Just kind of an update. Again, you know, I'm calling this, don't call it a comeback, because I had that silly little thing I did in the intro there. I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was just for fun. It was a stupid idea I had, and, you know, from what I was told by those that I showed it to before I uploaded it, they're like, man, that's just ridiculous. And someone was like, man, I didn't know you could spit fire like that, son. And that's all we do here on the Hodder Show, man. We just have fun, and that's what's all about. And as far as some updates, which is, again, the main reason I'm here, this is an unconventional episode of the show. If for some reason this is your first time hearing my podcast, for the love of God, do not think this is how it normally is. It normally sounds a lot better. It's usually structured a lot better. I got a lot more going on. But this is just kind of a shake the cobwebs off episode. I do have one thing I really want to talk about and kind of rant about for a bit, which I'm going to get to in a few minutes. But first, I need to give some updates on some things that I talked about on the State of the Podcast Address episode, which, of course, I did over 35 days ago. So if you guys did not hear that episode, one thing that I talked about was the t-shirt situation. Now, where to start? So I was going to basically build a website for the t-shirts through this website that will remain nameless because I'm about to bash them. And I don't believe in naming people to bash them and so forth. But I was going to basically make it so that you guys could go on this website, order the t-shirt or product you wanted, what color, what size, pay it direct, and then it would ship to you. Everything was going to be great. The way that they had things laid out, I was really happy with the pricing. I was really happy with the amount of money I'd be making on them. I mean, let's be serious. The main reason I was doing it was so I could make an extra few bucks, I wasn't looking to break the bank, but I figured a few extra bucks for a t-shirt, why not, And, the shirts were like $20. I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, it looks good. Ho-ho. Not so fast because, Jesus. The final price of the t-shirts would have been, for me to make any money on them at all, let me just say that. It was just me making $5 a t-shirt, by the way. I would have had to have charged you guys like $35 to $40 a t-shirt. And that doesn't include shipping. And I was not okay with that. That is ridiculous. It wasn't until I was done designing all the stuff and uploading all my designs and all this and signing up for all this bullshit that they basically sprung on me. Oh, by the way, this price doesn't include if you want to make any money off this. And I'm like, okay, so screw that. We will not be doing that anymore. So I do apologize to those who were maybe looking forward to it. Rest assured, I am working on getting some t-shirts back in my possession. My good friend, Mr. Jason Reese from JayBird Digital Arts, will be coordinating to make that happen. So if you would like a Hodder Show t-shirt, it will be a simple black t-shirt with the new Hodder Show logo in white. If you would like that t-shirt, please message me. Let me know what size you would like. And if you'd like 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, whatever, let me know. Shoot me a message or shoot me an email at thehoddershow@gmail.com, and I will put your name on this special list I'm having here in my phone, and we will make sure you get a t-shirt. Because it's going to be a very limited run of shirts for sure. There's going to be some kind of a pre-order going, but we will deal with all that, once we come to it. So that was one thing I needed to talk about, that I kind of a little update. And while we're at it, I want to, of course, give a big shout out to Mr. Jason Reese from JayBird Digital Arts, as he is the man that looks after all of my graphic work, everything to do with the Hodder Show, Podbear Network, Mics and Beers. And if you are in need of any kind of graphic design work, do not waste your time with anyone else, because Jason is the man. Not only will he make you an extremely unique design that you will not find anywhere else, but he will also make it for you fast and very affordably. You don't have to worry about breaking the bank with Jason, but you will get a spectacular product, because his business is not successful unless your business looks good. So hit him up today if you need t-shirts or any social media stuff, logos, any kind of mailers or brochure stuff or stickers, anything at all like that you can imagine. Hit him up right now by going on his website, JayBird Digital Arts. That's JayBird, digitalarts.com. Contact him through there, or of course on social media. He has the Facebook and Instagram both under at JayBird Digital Arts. Just search for him. You will find him, and be sure to let him know that your boy Hodder sent you. And he'll even give you a little discount ski. And he doesn't like a little discount when you're, launching a business, or you need something for your band or your social media stuff, everyone likes a little discount. Let's be serious. The other thing that I need to address, of course, was the fact that I spoke about how I was going to be recording while I was in my downtime. And here's the reality of the situation. I had no idea how much work this was going to be when I set out. And I'm smiling, chuckling to myself just because of how crazy the last month had been. Man, I hadn't even thought about the podcast literally till last week. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. Like, I had to put it in the back of my mind, and it was gone, and I missed it. And all the interviews that I had set up that I was going to record during my downtime, I had to cancel. So I do apologize to those folks, but rest assured they will be coming, and I'm very, very excited about that, and I'm going to announce next week's episode, which I am just ecstatic about in just a second. So I need to apologize to those people officially on the show for having to cancel. They know who they are, and rest assured they will be coming on the show. I'm very excited because I just set up something this morning, for episode 225 of the show. And it's going to be really cool. And I'm going to give you guys a hint. If you're curious what it's going to be, go back to episode 125 of the Hodder Show. That's right, 125. And check it out. And that's the only hint I'm going to give you. You're going to get something like that. And I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm not going to say anything else other than that. But if you're curious what I have in store for you for episode 225, go back to 125 and 126 and check it out. And that's all I'm going to say on that. Now, as far as next week's episode, I'm super excited to announce that I will be doing a full review and playthrough of my friends in Dead Throne. That is Dead Throne from the UK. Their brand new absolute freaking banger of an album that has been kicking ass and taking names all over. You guys have seen me share the crap out of it. If you follow me on my personal socials, which if you do not, you should. It's just TJ Hodder, Hodder. Their 12-song album, Premonitions, kicks ass, and you're going to hear every single track on it and my thoughts on every single one next week on the show, on kind of the more official return to form episode for the Hodder Show. So I'm super excited about that, and I'm also super excited about the fact that we will be back on Podcoin. That's right, on Podcoin, because right now, if you download the Podcoin app, which if you're not familiar with what the Podcoin app is, it is an app that you can listen to your podcasts on and get paid for it. And who doesn't like to get paid for something that they already are doing? I mean, seriously, who doesn't want to do that? Right now, you could be earning money while listening to this episode of The Hodder Show. It's so easy. Go on, download the Podcoin app. It is absolutely free. Use my sign-up code, Hodder. That's Hodder, Hodder, and you'll get 500 Podcoin for absolutely free. Think of it kind of like a rewards program. You go on, you earn points through listening, and then you can use those points to redeem for killer prizes, or prizes, rewards, not prizes, but whatever. They're prizes. There's some great catches there, for serious. Things like Amazon gift cards, Starbucks gift cards. If you save up a lot, they have a killer pair of wireless Bluetooth headphones. It's the old adage of getting paid for something you're already doing, and it's so simple. The app is awesome. I only use the Podcoin app now. It works great. It's super easy to use, super easy to understand, really clean interface. I find that the feed for the app is a lot cleaner. Sometimes with other apps, I'll download it, and the podcast will be really compressed, or they'll have some weird choppiness that happens, and I don't get that with the Podcoin app. And also, it is very handy because the download function on it works really well, and they have it set so that you can actually auto-download stuff and also delete stuff. So super easy to use. It's a great app. I cannot stress enough how much I recommend Podcoin. They're a great company, and you'll find every podcast in existence on there, just like some of my friends on the Podbean Network still loading, as well as Mikes and Beers, No Geeks Allowed, as well as friends of the show like Drinks with Larry, Bumwine Bob, and all your other favorite podcasts. Me personally, I'm a big fan of Talkers Jericho and the Justice Show, and you will find both those on there, as well as all the other podcasts in the world. So do not use any of the Podcoin app today. Download Podcoin today. So do not use any other podcast app today. Download Podcoin and start getting paid for listening to your favorite podcast today. So now, the only other thing I have to talk about today that I wanted to... this has really been bothering me, and I've been wanting to do a podcast on it. And, I'm just basically going to have a quick rant on this, and then we're going to, go home here. But, man, for those of you who are not aware, Post Malone dropped a new album. And it's very good. Hollywood Bleeding, I believe the name of it is. I feel like I'm messing that up, but Hollywood Bleeding. Post Malone's new record. Very good. I'm a big Post Malone fan. And one thing that I didn't know was that, until I heard the song, was that he had Ozzy Osbourne on a song. Now, you might be saying, wait a second, Ozzy Osbourne as in... Black Sabbath, the Osbournes, Oz Sharon. Yes, Ozzy Osbourne is on a song on Post Malone's brand new record called Take What You Want. It's Ozzy featuring Travis Scott by Post Malone. And it's a kick-ass song. It's a really good song. I'd play it for you guys if it wasn't for the fact of copyright. It's killer. Ozzy slays in it. He sounds great. Post and Travis sound great. What's not to like? It's a really good song, great hook. However, the reason I'm kind of going to go off for a minute on this is a bunch of kids, I'm going to call them kids, have been posting about the fact that they're like, I don't know who this Ozzy Osbourne guy is, but he's about to blow up thanks to Post Malone and all this stuff. And, who's this Ozzy guy? He must be new. He's kick-ass. And people are making fun and just taking these kids to task. And let me stress by saying, yes, it is hilarious that there is a generation of kids out there that don't know who Ozzy Osbourne is. I mean, it is funny. Do not get me wrong. However, even though some of these kids are like, who's this Ozzy guy? He's just some old dude. This is hilarious. Don't get me wrong. There's a vast majority of them out there that are like, they don't actually care. They're just saying this and they're not worth our time. That being said, the people out there that are just taking these kids to task, this is all I have to say to you guys. I'm about to go off on this. These kids haven't been exposed to Ozzy Osbourne or Black Sabbath, or even most of rock and heavier music for that matter. These kids, 16, 17, 15, 14 years old, they've been born the last, 15, 20 years when, MTV hasn't been playing music, radios have been playing more kind of top 40 stuff, and their parents, a lot of them are millennials who, the majority of us don't listen to that kind of music a lot. So guess what? They're not going to be exposed to it unless something like this happens where Post Malone has Ozzy Osbourne on a track and it's killer. I have seen so many tweets and comments from kids that are like, who is this Ozzy Osbourne guy? He's amazing. I love him. I want to know more about him and look up more of his stuff. And that is kick-ass. How are they supposed to know someone if they aren't told? How are they supposed to, know anything about this kind of music if they've never heard it before? They haven't been exposed to it. And when they start looking up this music and they put up a tweet about it or something, and then there's people just taking them to task about it, guess what is going to happen? They're going to go, well, screw this. I don't want to look this up anymore. Their music fans are jerks. It's an elitism. And I don't usually like saying words like that, but I get so pissed off with music elitism and metal elitism because this is an opportunity, guys, for us to be gatekeepers for these kids. Okay? This is not an opportunity for us to just shit all over them. Oh, Stu. It's one thing if, okay, again, I stress this. This is not an attack on anyone. This is not, me defending anything. This is just me saying, just saying it like it is, how I feel. And the fact of the matter is that these kids don't know, and we can be gatekeepers. You know, we don't have to shit on them. We can say, oh yeah, here's a couple songs by Ozzy, check it out. Here's Black Sabbath, check it out. I'm at work the other day, and I hear two kids talking about the fact, oh, this Ozzy guy, I don't know anything about him. So I went out of my way to show them some Ozzy Osbourne. And I went out of my way to show them, you know, I showed them Crazy Train and, you know, I showed them some Black Sabbath, showed them some newer Ozzy stuff. And they dig it. And guess what? Now they're listening to rock and heavy music. It's been like a few days and they went down the rabbit hole. You know, they started listening to Black Sabbath and they started listening to Metallica. And now they're like metalheads. They were listening to freaking, you know, Lil Yachty and all that the other day. This is a victory. This is a good thing. And I just don't understand when there's these people. Oh my God, how do you not know who Ozzy is, you stupid kid? They don't know because they haven't been educated, man. That's it. It is that simple. It is the same thing to when we were kids and we didn't know who some of these bands were. Like when I was in high school and didn't know who Metallica was. Straight up. It's hilarious. All I knew who Nickelback was, man. And it's like, you don't know who Metallica is? Oh man, here, check out some of their stuff. And I was introduced to it by gatekeepers, which is the term we use. I consider myself a gatekeeper. I'm someone who will always share music with people. And I did it with them, man. And now I've made fans of heavy music for life and rock for life. I bet you $1 million. It's the same thing with, you know, I'll tell you a story real quick. When I discovered heavier music, when I discovered my favorite band, Alice in Chains, I discovered Alice in Chains through Nickelback because they are a gateway band, and people are going to shit on me for saying that, but I don't care. Same thing with bands like Avenged Sevenfold and, you know, bands like Linkin Park, because they have heavier moments. On their live DVD, Live at Home, they have a song with Jerry Cantrell. I'm young TJ, avid Nickelback fan, literally don't listen to anything else. And I sat down and I'm watching this, and then they play this song with this guy, Jerry Cantrell from Alice in Chains. Who is this guy? Who's Alice in Chains? And they kick in It Ain't Like That, and my life was changed forever. I didn't know music could sound like that, man. It's crazy. And it changed my life because they had him featured on a song. It's the same goddamn thing as with what Post Malone did with Ozzy. This is going to change people's lives if we support it. If we act as gatekeepers and not as elitists. That's all I'm saying. It's the same thing like the other day. There's this band called Stitched Up Heart, and they have a badass song called Lost featuring Sully from Godsmack. And I was watching the lyric video for it, and I saw this kid comment, and he said, or she said, oh man, like, I love this song. I love Stitched Up Heart. Like, I don't know who this Sully guy is, but he's awesome. I wish I knew more about him. And I saw people going like, how do you not know who Sully is? Oh my God, you're so stupid. And I literally said to the comment and said to the dude, like, screw off, man. And I said, hey, here's a bunch of his band's Godsmack's music. You should check it out. You'll love it. And guess what? She commented back and said, oh my God, I've just become a fan for life. Thank you so much. I love Godsmack now. Took a few days. So she was listening to their whole catalog, and now she loves it. And they have a new lifelong fan because I took the time to be a gatekeeper and not an elitist that would just shit on everybody, man. It's so lame. Don't do that. Do not be a music elitist. Be a gatekeeper. It's okay to make a joke. And it is, again, I stressed, yes, it is hilarious that there are people out there that don't know who Ozzy Osbourne is. But you know what? There was a time when we didn't know who Ozzy was either, guys. So, don't shit on anybody because they don't know something. Teach. That is an analogy for life, folks. If someone doesn't know something, don't say, oh, you're an idiot, you don't know this, oh my God. Teach them, man. It's just like anything. Just teach. Be nice. Be better than that. Don't just shit on everybody, man. It is a beautiful analogy for life. And I think we all need to take the time to, you know, be more like that. Be more conscious of how we treat others, and be more conscious of how we act in situations like this, because this is a beautiful, and I'm not trying to turn this into some philosophical fucking thing, and people are going to be like, oh my God, Tito's going all philosophical. It's not what I'm saying. This is just an example of how this should be going one way, and it's going another because of how people are acting. And, you know, I'm doing what I can in my small way to spread the word of good music. And Post Malone is doing his own thing, by the way, of doing the same thing, because I think Post Malone's awesome, and he's down with the metal. So, is what it is. But that's kind of my rant. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on that. I'd be curious to hear from you about it. And be sure to hit that subscribe button and like button and follow button and all that fun stuff. Share this podcast. I want to make this episode as big as I can in preparation for next week's episode. My full return to form. Again, I stress this is not a regular episode of the show. I just really wanted to have something out, man. And if you liked what I did earlier in the intro, my Don't Call It a Comeback, Mama Said Knock You Out cover that I did, let me know, because that was just a joke. But, you know, maybe I'll do something like that more in the future. Who knows? But big shout out to my boy Brandon Bowden for helping me out with that and helping me make this sound as good as possible, and the voiceover as well. He was the news anchor, as well as the voiceover for the Podcoin Network spot. And thank you, everyone, for the support. It means the world to me. And, you know, I'm back in action, baby. I ain't going nowhere. I've got a bunch of stuff lined up. Excited for next week. Dead Thrones Premonitions review coming at you. Very excited about that. Shoutouts again to Podcoin. Shoutouts again to JayBird Digital Arch. Shoutouts to you for listening. Thank you so very much. I hope you have a kick-ass rest of your week and a kick-ass weekend. And I'll catch you next time on The Hodder Show. Take it easy, guys.